If you've been excelling in your career and you just notice your body, your energy, and your health been falling apart, and your energy, your image just doesn't align with the way deep down you feel like your body and life should be looking. There's like a disconnect. It's not your discipline. It's not your time. It's fear. I've been coaching over 16 years and I see so many high achievers and entrepreneurs who excelling in their career, but when it comes to their body, they feel shame, they feel embarrassed, and their clothes don't fit. And so I'm gonna break down what it is. It's not the discipline, it's not the time, it's fear. Okay. And so I'm gonna show you how to overcome these things because we all to a certain degree have gone through fear. Like let's not kid ourselves here. We're human. And so there are things that you can do to overcome these issues. And these are things that I help my coaching clients with. So I'm going to share some tactical things with you and some ways to think, some different perspective on how to look at this. All right. Because this is a very serious thing. A lot of people, they never accomplish the things they want to accomplish in their life, whether it be from a business standpoint, a health standpoint, or even relationships because of fear. You see the guys, they see the woman that they're just like super attracted to, but they don't approach. Fear. You see, the person who wants to start that business, but because of the fear, they don't start their YouTube channel. They don't get on social media. It's fear. Okay. And so these are normal things. Most people think it's just them. Like even myself, I used to think that it was just me who just had fear and anxiety around finances and business and things like that. But we all go through it to a certain degree. All right. And so I'm going to share some stories with you along with some tactical things that you can do to start overcoming it. The first thing is this though: structure gives you clarity. Okay. And when you have clarity around what steps need to happen, that gives you more confidence. That helps you avoid feeling so fearful and anxious. Okay. Let me give you a story. One of my coaching clients named Ann Hollins, she's down on 110 pounds now. She's dropped a significant amount of weight. She's been working with me about 2 years now. She literally just renewed her program with me, and it's so crazy to see where she is now because had I not helped her get these type of results and just seeing her before and after photo, I wouldn't even think that that was real. But if you look on social media, like on my Instagram, on my Facebook, you see me posting her. And believe it or not, when she first joined, before she joined, she was very afraid to join, very afraid to join. And she makes good money, but she was just like, I don't know, what if I lose the weight and gain it back, you know? And I was like, listen, this isn't just like some generic workout plan, meal plan. These things that I'm doing with my members are proven to work. You see the before and after photos. And the sheer fact that you know you can hit the gym and you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to be coachable with the type of foods that you're eating, I told her, I know I can help you. Like, we're not relying on hope. We rely on structure. The people who are relying on, I hope I can lose the weight. I hope I can figure it out at one point. No, that's not how this works. There are systems in everything that we do. In your career and in your business, what do they have? Systems. What do they call it? SOPs, standard operating procedures, right? In health and fitness, it's the same thing. There's systems, or you can call it routines, with your workouts, with how much you sleep, with how much food you eat on a daily basis, with the type of foods that you eat on a daily basis. All these things matter. Even how much water you drink on a daily basis. These are systems. This is what we call structure. And when you have these things, guys, this is how you're able to breed more confidence into the process and drown out the doubt and the fear. Okay? That's the first thing. Structure breeds clarity. Okay? And so you can't just like a lot of people, this is what a lot of people try to do. What I see most people who want to lose weight do, they say, "Oh, I want to lose weight. It's going to the new year. I'm ready. I want to drop 30 pounds. I want to drop 50 pounds. This is my year. I'm going to lose this stomach." And they just start hitting the gym and start eating healthy. but that's not structure. That's just action. Like, I'm proud of you. Some of you guys, you may have been in that position before. I'm proud of you people who do that. You're doing something. But when you see sports, just because the person they showed up, that doesn't mean they got the trophy. Just because they showed up. Like, you got to be prepared. And so being prepared is knowing exactly what you're going to do when you hit the gym. Rosemary, what's going on? Jim, what's up? Uh, what's your nutrition? Not just eating healthy, but knowing how much food you need to eat, how much protein to eat, the fiber, the carbs, how much water are you going to drink on a daily basis. This is structure. Instead of winging it and you step on a scale and you're like, dang, why the scale not going down? Like, I'm doing everything right. And that's what I see from a lot of people after coaching over 16 years. Most people, they feel like, oh, I'm doing everything right. It's just my genetics. It must be my age. It must be because I'm a woman. It must be because I'm an old man. It's none of that. You just don't have the right system and approach. And to go even further, this is what I call a lifestyle. This is why I promote high performance lifestyle coaching. Because while everybody else is trying to focus on just weight loss and they lose weight gaining back, my clients who are focused on lifestyle, this is how they're losing weight and keeping it off. We've all seen folks who've done weight loss surgeries gain the weight back. Ozempic gain the weight back. Why is this? Because they don't have the lifestyle dialed in. And so they do a quick fix and then they go back to the old lifestyle, which breeds old results. Okay? And so that's the first thing. That's critical. Man, I gave y'all some gems on that one. So here's the second thing though. And this one's a little bit more personal because I've went through like quite a bit of rough patches in my life. And one of the biggest things that I can say is you have to take so much action to where failure is impossible. It's impossible for you to fail if you take so much action. And this has been proven to work in my life. Here's what I mean. So there was a point in my life where I was doing this network marketing company. It was called Body by Vi, kind of like a what do they call those? Like Herbalife MLM company. And I reached like the six-figure ranking level inside the company, and I was one of the youngest ambassadors in the company. Like when people would call this multi-million dollar company, they would hear my voice on the, while they're waiting for the customer service. So I was pretty high up in the company, but then the company went backwards. Dang near went out of business. And guess what happened to me? My bank account dropped so low that I had to reach out to my pops. I got a $250 loan. And during that moment in time, guys, just I was very afraid. I was very anxious. But I couldn't just sit in that fear of, man, if I don't do something, like what's gonna happen if, you know, a lot of people get caught up and they get stuck and they freeze. And of course, the worst will happen if they just freeze. And so I laid out a game plan. I said, I'm going to get back into doing personal training, and I'm going to get my dad to give me a $250 loan. I'm going to put that into somebody making me a design for flyers, somebody to print my flyers out. And then I literally hit the streets out here in Buckhead, Atlanta, in front of Lenox Mall, in front of Publix, in front of Whole Foods, passing out flyers, getting clients, racking up clients. I literally had less than 30 days to make something work, to be able to take care of my car note, my rent, everything. Like, it was crazy. But my whole thought process was, I'm going to pass out so many flyers and meet so many people, shake so many hands, to where it's like impossible that I don't sign up a handful of clients to be able to make enough money to take care of all my bills, because my bank account was in the negatives. Like, I literally had to get that $250 loan from my dad. And within that less than 30-day time frame, I revamped my career in fitness. Like, I was doing network marketing full time, which is almost unheard of for most people. Like, most people, they hear about these things and they're like, how is that even possible? You got all this pyramid scheme type thing, right? But it's just capitalism. And so I had to get back into personal training because that's what I was doing prior. And when I got back into doing personal training, that less than 30-day time window is where I got myself back into doing personal training by getting enough clients, right? But I took so much action to where it was like I didn't have time to be afraid. I didn't. I woke up, I'd read a book and eat and go hit the streets, go pass out flyers all day. And then if I get somebody to give me a phone number and an email and a name, I take them into my gym out here in Buckhead. I used to train at, and I sign them up. And I think I signed up like 6 or 7 people within that 30-day time frame. A couple of people, their program would end, their sessions ended kind of soon before that 30-day time frame was up, and I upgraded them. And I had enough money to be able to like live life and pay my dad back and all that good stuff. And so I say all that because you have to put in enough effort. A lot of people underestimate the amount of effort that is required to be successful at losing weight. At just about anything, really. Most people, the reason they're not successful is because some people are lazy and some people they just don't have the perspective around how much is really required. Like for example, I have a couple of buddies in the fitness industry, and I used to think just posting one time a day on Instagram, Facebook was enough. And I was like, I'm doing good. I'm doing my thing. But then one of my buddies, this dude, he has like 900,000 followers now on Instagram. And I was like, dude, how many days do you post? And he was like, man, I post like 6 to 8 times a day. And I was like, whoa. It was just like mind blowing because I had never thought about somebody posting that many times in a day. And it doesn't, do you have to? No. But I'm talking about taking so much action to the point where success, you become undeniable, for lack of better words. Like it's you become unstoppable. Like some people, they're just trying to do the bare minimum, and doing the bare minimum gets you bare minimum results. And sometimes no results at all because you're not doing enough to build momentum. How some people they hit the gym once every other week, 2 times every other week. That's not enough, man. You got to be consistently hitting the gym, okay? 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is. Super critical, okay? So take enough action to where you don't even have time to be fearful. There's been so many times in my life where I'm like, I've been able to, as I grow, I realize some of the things that I used to be fearful of, I've just learned to tolerate it because I'm putting in so much time and effort and like so much action. It's like I feel it, but I don't feel it because I'm pretty sure some of y'all can relate to that. You're just like you're grinding so hard. You're like, I don't even have time to think about being fearful or having anxiety. And before you know it, you where you want to be at, and you're like, dang, why was I even afraid? And so take enough action, okay? Um, and then the last thing, which is critical, one of my coaching clients just joined recently about 2 months ago, and she was afraid dealing with the same thing. And she was like, I want to join, but I think I'm gonna wait. And in that moment during the game plan call, I addressed it. And I said to her, listen, whenever it's time for us to make a decision that's going to make us better, what tends to happen to a lot of people is this. A lot of people tend to, their brain tends to default to fear because it's a reason why people jump on a game plan call to even talk about professional help, right? And they're trying to make their body and their life be in alignment with what they see internally. Like internally, they're like, I know I want to be this fit version of myself. I know I want to be healthy. I want to be a good role model for my family. I know I want to excel in my career and have that respect and admiration, you know? And that version of themselves, they know they want to be that, but their body doesn't reflect that. Their energy and health doesn't reflect that. And so you have to move in alignment in moments of fear because our brain is designed to keep us comfortable. And so what I told her was that, listen, the version of yourself that you want to be, who's lean, healthy, fit, confident, full of energy, clothes fit great, you're good healthy example for your son, and I was like, how would she make decisions in this moment? And she said, okay, you got it. She was like, let's go ahead and knock out the payment. And I was like, well, that's not really the point, because like what I do as a coach is so much deeper than just like meal plan, workout plan. You literally have to shift your identity. You have to move in alignment with the version of yourself that you want to become, or else it will never happen. Like that's why so many people they get a weight loss plan and a meal plan, they lose weight, gain it back, because they didn't change this right here. If you don't change the way you think, if you don't change the way you feel about yourself, your self worth, guys, the results are going to be temporary. Okay. And so the fear of, oh, I want to stay comfortable. I don't want to be judged. What if I pay for this and it doesn't work out? The fear of failure, the fear of man, I got to start over again. I tried this before. I tried something like this before. It didn't work. I don't know if it's going to work this time. Guys, our brain is always going to default to fear, but the people who are successful, we feel it. We feel the fear. We feel the anxiety, all those things. But the difference is people who are successful move in alignment with the version of themselves that they want to become, because they understand if they don't, they're going to continue to get the same type of results they've been getting. Okay. And so whenever you're going through fear, you have to say to yourself, deep down, the version of yourself that you know you're meant to be, how does that version of yourself show up on a daily basis? Regardless of the fear, how does that version of yourself that you want to be, lean, fit, confident, full of energy, that role model and example for your family, excelling in your career, full of, having respect. You don't even have to do too much talking, because people could just see it. They can feel your aura. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do a lot of talking when your body on point. Your clothes fit well, your suits fits well. You can take your shirt off. You feel like you're that guy. For my ladies, you put your clothes on and you like, ooh, you loving how you looking. You glowing. You see what I'm saying? And so it's important to move in alignment with that version of yourself, regardless of how you feel. That's what the winners are doing. All the winners, we have those thoughts. Those thoughts can pop in our mind. Oh man, what if this don't work out? We just don't dwell in it. I'm like, all right, it's just a thought that popped in our mind. Just let it go. Let it blow over. Let me move in alignment. That you are committed to the next version of you. That's what you commit to. That's what you align with. And when you align with that, this is how you get results. This is how you break free of the fear that can paralyze you, that can also limit your life, that can also cause things to continue to decline with your health. Your weight you get even heavier. And it can lead to a life of a lot of regret. A lot of people who they know they need to do certain things, but they're so fearful at some point. And this is another thing that I wasn't even going to talk about, but it just kind of makes sense. A lot of my life, whenever I'm fearful, I think about regret. Like, if I don't do this, if I continue to procrastinate, is there a chance that I might regret this at some point? It's almost like early on in my life, like I didn't take care of my teeth. I used to just be like kind of fearful of going to the dentist. I used to be afraid to go to the dentist because I had went once and it was just so painful. And I'm like, oh my God, do people do this all the time? I'm like, yeah, oh my God. And so, one day as I got a little old, I was in my teens, and I felt a little toothache, didn't do nothing. I just kept pushing it off, kept procrastinating because I was fearful. And I was like, you know what? What if my tooth gets even worse and I end up having oral cancer or something like that? And so I was like, let me go to the doc. Let me go to the dentist, because if I don't, this could get really bad. Like there's people out here who pass away from oral cancer. They have teeth that rot, that they're just not taken care of. And I was like, I don't want to have that type of regret. I don't want that to happen to me, you know. And there's so many other ways that people go through regret. The guy who wanted to talk to the girl and he didn't talk to the girl, and now Maybe one of his buddies talked to the girl, or somebody else at the school talked to the girl, and they end up getting her. And now he's seeing her with the other guy. He like, dang, I knew I should have talked to her. I should, at least should have tried. And so it's just fear, man. But you got to be willing to move in alignment. You got to be willing to take so much action that it makes like the fear of failure. You don't even think about it because it's just like if I do enough, if I do more than enough, I'll be successful. Okay, if I go over and beyond, I will be successful. There's been people who joined my coaching program and like they didn't even do things perfectly, but they just went so hard, put so much action in, they dropped a lot of weight, 40, 50, 60 plus pounds. And then you have the other person who jump in there. They have all the financial resources. They can hit the gym as many times as they want to, and but they're just kind of lazy. They feel like the plan's just gonna do it all for them. I'm like, dude, you got to put in the work. And they may drop just 20 pounds or 25, which is cool, but I'm talking about significant transformation. You got to put that effort in, man. You got to put that work in. And lastly, you got to have structure. Like the reason some of my coaching clients who don't put in the level of effort that my other clients do, who are like having amazing transformations, the people who don't put that amount of effort in, they're still getting results because they have structure. Okay, like the way I do nutrition, we do flexible nutrition. There's structure behind this. It's not like guessing and winging it. Same thing with training. We do lifestyle-based training. It fits their life. You know, some of them work out 3 days, some of them work out 4 days, some of them work out 5. But it's they're not winging it. They know exactly what workouts, the exercises, the reps, the sets, the rest time, the cardio. It's step by step. And by having these 3 things I just shared with you, this is how you're able to overcome fear. Okay? Do the actions, run the plays with the structure, and move in alignment. You do these things, man, I'm telling you, you could transform your body and your life in a matter of months. It doesn't have to take years. All right. Other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all jumping on. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. If you would like to get help from me, where I design a plan for you, where you don't have to waste time with trial and error, I'll drop a link down in the description down below. That way you can learn more about coaching with me. All right. Other than that, guys, we are out of here. Happy holidays. I know tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I might go live. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, guys, we out of here. Let's get it.